I don't need a paycheck. One taste and I'm hooked on it. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing this really kind of autumn inspired, kind of wintry makeup look. So I hope you like it. If you like what you see, then keep on watching. Taking the NYX brow pencil, I'm starting off where my brows are less hairy and there's more sparse areas. So places that I need the more attention to, I'm going to start on. And once I place the product down, I'm using the spoolie and I'm brushing the product through the brows to create a much more natural effect to the brows and making sure there's not too much product build up. So you're going to see me constantly going back in with that spoolie, and this helps get the shape of the brows as well. And once I'm kind of happy with the shape, I'm starting to feather my pencil through using like hair-like strokes up in the same direction as the hair growth as well. And brushing that through to make it much more natural. So now I'm going to go into the top of the brow, and this is going to help us create our arch. And I like creating a nice high arch, a little bit higher than my natural arch, and I just find this gives the brow a nice lift and makes your eyes look lifted. So that's the shape I like going for. So just dragging it into the tail there and brushing it through again. And then I'm going to just add a few more hair-like strokes through the front of the brow to make them look as natural and as fluffy as possible. And I love this tip on this pencil because it's nice and thin, so it makes it easy to do. So I'm going to my MAC Select Cover Up and a flat topped concealer brush from MAC. I think this is the 252 brush, and I'm just carving out my brows. So any mistakes we made, we can just clean up. So it's nearly like Tipex in makeup concealer is. So just applying that all over the lids now as well, because this is going to act as our eyeshadow base. If you've came to any of my masterclasses, you'll know that I love an concealer as an eyeshadow base, and I never really use eyeshadow primers. I find this does the job much better than an eyeshadow primer. So popping that all over the lid now, and just making sure I'm happy with the coverage and I'm happy with the shape that it's after giving the brow. So now I'm just using a Zoeva buffer brush and buffing the edges of the concealer into my skin. And now I'm going in with my first transition shade, and I'm applying that all into the crease. And when there's less product on my brush, I'm starting to buff that product up to my brow and make it really blown out and soft, so that the rest of the colours will blend really nice and seamless over it. So just windscreen wiper motions and buffing it towards that brow bone. So taking the shade Flaming Kisses from my Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Flamin' Love palette. I'm going in with my second colour, and this is the shade from the Flamin' Love palette, and it's absolutely stunning. It's very like MAC Raisin blusher. I love that one, but I smashed mine. But this one is a really good like dupe for it, and I think the palette costs nearly the same amount of money as the single blusher from MAC. So it's a really good palette, and I just love that shade out of it. And this is going to give us more of a reddy, like warm burgundy tone. It looks a little bit brown here, and it's like a really reddy brown, but I just absolutely love it, and I love the warmth it gives to the eye. And once I apply that shade, I go back in with my Nema brush with no extra product and buff it out. And my third and final eyeshadow that I'm going to use is this blusher from MAC, and it's called Film Noir. And now I'm going in with MAC Film Noir on a flat topped brush and placing it all over the lid and then buffing it out again. Taking my Inglot Gel liner in the shade 77. And now we're going in and doing our wing. So I'm using Inglot 77 gel liner, and I just draw a line out, draw one back, and then I start to fill in the lash line. So I try and keep it as close to my lash line as possible on the inner corner, and then I like my wing getting much thicker on the outer corner. And I just feel that that gives it a really wide, open-eyed effect and a little bit almond shaped as well, which I love. So now I'm going in and filling the negative space in with some gel liner. and just making sure it's nice and black, and this is our chance to really perfect our wing. And now I'm going to go in with that black matte shade and press it onto the liner to make sure that the liner doesn't budge and it's extra black. So now what I'm going to do is my skin. So I'm using MAC Strobe Cream, and I'm just going to mix that now with my Iconic London Illuminating Drops, and I'm going to apply that all over the skin for the ultimate dewy, glowy, bronzy base. I absolutely love this combo together because it's not too oily. With the strobe cream, it's just kind of moisturising, and it still gives that beautiful glow without going too oily looking, which I love. So applying that all over the skin. And now I'm using my Flormar Anti-Blemish Foundation. I have to mix 2 shades to get the right shade for me. So I mix in soft beige and honey to get a really nice warm yellow based foundation. And I'm applying that all over my skin and just using my Nima flat top kabuki brush. This gives the most flawless application. The foundation brush works with nearly every foundation that I owned, which I love, because sometimes like certain foundation brushes work better with certain foundations, but this one works with all of them. So I highly recommend this brush. It's one of my first kind of brushes that I started using in my kit, and I have about 10 of them. I love them so much, and they last really well once you keep them nice and clean. So I absolutely love them. So just applying that all over the skin, and I'm buffing it into the skin because this brush just gives a really airbrush flawless finish when you do that, so it's fab. Now I'm going in with my liquid camouflage concealer from Catrice, and this is hands down my favourite drugstore like affordable concealer that there is on the market. It's $3.45, such good quality. Like for $3.45 you wouldn't get a bag of sweets for that, never mind a really good concealer. It's amazing. I really can't stop going on about it, and every time I go into Penneys I buy about 10 concealers because it's just such good value and they sell out really quick. So I'm using the shade Light Beige, and I'm applying that under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow. And I like to go in with a buffer brush from Zoeva and just really buff out my concealer before I go in with my finger or my beauty blender. Usually I use my beauty blender, but it was dirty and I just use my fingers instead. Now I'm going in with my Chanel cream bronzer. I get asked all the time, is this bronzer worth it? And it is only €40. I know like Chanel seems like it's going to be really expensive, but I find €40 for that big tub of bronzer, it's going to last you ages. A normal like powder bronzer would be probably about 30, but literally you only need a little bit of this product. Really creamy and really blendable, so it is a beautiful product and I would highly recommend it. The only thing I can say is that when I'm like extra tan, like when I go on holidays and I'm naturally really dark, it is a little bit light for me. I hate the fact it's called universal. I probably talked about this in other tutorials before. It's definitely not universal. If you're any darker than me, it's probably gonna look like foundation on you, but it does have a beautiful goldeny like bronzy tone to it, so it is fab. And you never look like, you never have a disaster with this bronzer. So if you're like my skin tone or paler and you're finding it hard to find a good contour, I'm just after going in with my Iconic London Illuminating Drops in the original shade, and I'm just applying that to my cheekbones. I always do this before I powder because I find it just melts into the skin, and I always like to use my fingers or a beauty blender just to push it into the skin and merge it with the foundation. And it's such a beautiful glowy shade. I just love it so much. It makes the skin look so luminous. And I'm applying it to my nose as well, so just a tiny bit on the bridge of the nose and a teeny tiny bit on the top of the nose as well. You don't want to look too much like a Tin Man, but I do love that really extra glowy look. But yeah, a little bit goes a long way with this because it's so pigmented. And I just want to apologise for how rotten my nails look in this video. I was waiting to get them done, so they're done now, I swear. So in some of the shots where I'm showing the products, they're done, if you haven't noticed. But I was waiting to get them done, so yeah, apologies for that. I hate seeing rotten nails. They look real dirty, but they're not, I swear. But yeah, Sorry about that, just because I am using my hands a lot and you can really notice them. So going in with some RCMA no colour translucent powder, just actually taking a little bit too much there and onto my eye. So I'm just setting everywhere I put the concealer and everywhere I get oily. So I don't like to set my whole face because I do like my skin to look like dewy and kind of skin like everywhere else, but in my T-zone I do get oily, like my chin, my under eyes and my nose and my forehead, but the parameters of my face are kind of normal, so they don't get too oily. So yeah, I'm just setting my forehead, the bridge of my nose and my under eyes to stop my eyes from creasing. And now I'm going to go in with my transition shade again, and I'm using that under the eyes. And what am I doing? Whee! Bring the camera in a little bit closer so you can see. A bit blurry, but I didn't notice. And I'm just buffing that transition shade out, giving a bit of side eye to the neighbours there, and doing the other eye. So then I obviously did notice that was blurry and I recorded it again. So I just buffed out the under eyes. And now I'm going to go in with that shade from the Makeup Addiction palette. And I'm using a little Zoeva Luxe brush and I am just buffing that under the eyes. And now going in with a smaller pencil brush, I'm going in with that dark Film Noir shade, from MAC. And I'm buffing that under the eyes and putting some gel liner into my waterline. So just taking Spice lip liner from MAC and I'm lining my lips. I was in such a rush to go to one of my master classes that I must have turned my camera off and I never filmed my lipstick. So I used Honey Love from MAC, but yeah, I didn't record it because I'm a bit of a dope, especially when I'm rushing. So yeah, just use your imagination. And I applied some lipstick and it's called Honey Love. But that is the finished look then. Oh, I didn't record doing my lashes either. Oh, I'm such a bad YouTuber because I was in such a rush. But they are no, they're not Sosu actually. I usually use Sosu, but they are Tokyo lashes in the style Ladylike, and I absolutely love them. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos, please give a like and a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. So bye!